Hi everybody, this is Gregory Giannaco. My little prop for this video is the American Express card here. My card from American Express Centurion. It's the business black card. Very rare. You can read about them. I won't bore you with the details. This card allows you to spend about near anything you want to spend. There's no limit on it, basically, essentially. And now you have to pay it back at the end of the month, so it's not a credits card per se, but you can use it to buy things. I'm pointing that out to segue into the topic of spending money and spending money wisely. Now, spending money wisely not only means to be careful what you buy, but it also means to spend it at the right time. How many of you wish you could have bought land outside your town 40 years ago? That would have been wise at the time, wouldn't it? Well, that's kind of where we are. There was a land rush, and now there's a social media ad rush. And that is, there's only so much that can be spent online is what we all think. And that's basically true. There's only so many hours in a day. There's so many eyeballs interested, so many in your current audience, in your target audience. And that money that you could spend now will not go as far in the next 2 months, in the next 8 months, in a year from now. And here's why. It's supply and demand. The large agencies that are spending their money now on billboards, and they're spending it on what we'd say traditional or legacy ads, television, radio, newspapers, billboards even. Where do you think that money's going to move into the future? One of these days, and it's happening now already, but more and more, those large agencies and those large companies are going to be spending it on social, and exactly where you're going to spend. And they're going to be targeting those people that you're targeting. And the prices are going to go up, supply and demand. Here's why. $80 billion. It's surprising to hear this because it doesn't sound like the number you'd think of at first. How much do people spend on billboards? You'd be surprised. How much do they still spend in newspaper ads? You'd still be surprised. You know, a full page ad can cost $20, $40, $60, $80, $100,000. And look in the newspaper if you can find one, and you'll see full page ads. There's a lot of money being spent, and that's going to be moving to social even as we're talking. So if you want to build a brand, if you want to create awareness so you can raise money for a nonprofit or get people to notice your church, if you want to sell sneakers, if you want to sell cars, if you want to, anything you want to sell, whether you're creating awareness like a personal brand, eventually you want to sell something, but right now you might just be branding. Listen, if you have to depend at all on paid ads, the prices are going up. While we're talking, prices are going up. All right? Listen, I'm just trying to create some quick awareness that you need to pay attention with intention on what you plan to do online. If your product, if your marketing MO, if your style requires paid advertising, you better get to it sooner rather than later. And that's going to put a lot of pressure on you to also figure out how can you get more organic growth? How can you get more attention? How can you attract eyeballs, create awareness without paid ads? Now, paid ads are always going to be part of the scene. In fact, organic and paid work together. You want to get organic and you might have to prime the pump, start the fire with paid ads. You might have to supplement it. Most people do. Many people are finding out that advertising itself, return on investment on advertising is kind of important to calculate right away. You spend $1,000 within the next week, you expect so many orders. And you can get really badly disappointed on that. Problem is when you're doing social advertising that is organic, you're putting a lot of videos out there, you have contests and giveaways. A lot of that doesn't have a ROI. You can't quickly say, well, I spent this much effort and I expect this many sales. It's